I think we'd first started doing neighbourhood management, and it was probably one of the first projects that we initiated. And I went and spoke to Lisa at the Octagon, and we spoke about the project, and we had this really fantastic vision of how it would be. I think from my perspective, it wasn't really based on reality, that vision, but it was a fantastic vision of what we could actually do at the Willows.
The role that I play on the Willows Project is project manager. I set the project up with Bolton at Home, who commissioned the Octagon and Activate to run the project. It's quite a small estate, and the community centre is a new community centre that's really in the heart of the community. And we had arranged with Bolton at Home that we would do any detached work to recruit young people for the sessions.
The Willows is quite a deprived estate, and one of the problems we had with the Willows was that anybody new going in, local kids would tend to make trouble for them, like throw stones, that type of thing, and everything else. A lot of groups who've gone in to deliver services have said, no, that's it, I'm off, I don't want to work here. But God love them, the Octagon persevered and carried on coming, despite the fact that they were getting all sorts of things thrown at them and everything else.
People might wonder why Bolton at Home is getting involved in a project like this, and the reason is that we're a housing and regeneration organisation, which means that we value people just as much as the bricks and mortar side of what we do. So it's important to us that we get involved in partnerships which are going to help to improve the communities that we exist to serve. It was great to get involved in a partnership with the Octagon, because a lot of the time the partners we work with are people like the police and health, and people who help us to perhaps address some of the problems that exist on our estates. But our estates are not just places about problems, they're places about creativity and about doing positive things and helping young people grow their confidence and grow their skills. And we've been really delighted that the Octagon has been willing to come out and work with us in the community, so people haven't had to go to them and go to a place which can be quite scary and intimidating at times, but have actually come into those neighbourhoods and got to know those people in terms of where they live. And that's been a great way to work together, and I think people have really appreciated the nature of that partnership.
After the initial project that we did on the Willows estate, which was the Shakespeare on the Street project, we did some summer work with the group, and we were able to continue. We found some further funding from Bolton at Home, and we were able to continue working with that group. And because we'd taken all of the young people to see last year's Christmas show, which was David Copperfield, and they'd seen other young people in the show in the cast, they were very excited about that and wanted to be given that opportunity themselves. So in the summer we auditioned. Elizabeth Newman, the director, came to the Willows Centre, and we ran an audition for any young people who wanted to attend, and then some of them were invited back to the Octagon for a second audition, and we selected 3 young people from the Willows Project who have been in the Christmas show, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz.
When I first came to meet Declan, Xavier and Megan was about 6 months before we opened David Copperfield, and it was at the Willows Centre, which is about 15 or 20 metres from their homes. And I was lucky enough to be invited to come and observe the work there and essentially play, because that's what the children were relearning to do there, was to play, because they couldn't even successfully play a game without there being some outbreak of a conflict or people displaying really acute behavioural challenges, which the next part of the process was the Romeo and Juliet project, Shakespeare on the Street, where they devised their own version of Romeo and Juliet, which they performed at the Willows Centre and in different locations around the estate. And that kind of really channeled their energy into a product. They came to see the professional performance. The actors went and ran workshops with them and worked with them on the play. And Lloyd, who was in David Copperfield, in Romeo and Juliet, and is also in The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, was in their production of Romeo and Juliet, Shakespeare on the Street.
I became part of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz because I did drama at the Willows Centre. I did Romeo and Juliet.
He's your cousin. He's in your family. Well, I can't believe you.
I came to Wonderful Wizard of Oz because I did some acting at the Willows Centre.
Look at yeah, wait on. Shut your chicken.
I got involved in The Wonderful Wizard of Oz at the Octagon Theatre by auditioning and being a good actor at the drama. So Lisa told me to audition and I got through.
Outreach work is about reaching out and engagement, and then enabling people to access core services within the organisation. So it was time for us to invest in the young people, although a couple of them had joined the youth theatre, but to offer them the opportunity in a very targeted way to become part of a main auditorium production where they would play characters in a big show.
What I've seen from those first couple of occasions of meeting them, the wariness about how much I'm going to give compared to how much they will give in the room now is quite a startling difference. They were focused, attentive, happy, upbeat, listening, creative. There was just such a mass of creativity going on in the day which they seemed to really appreciate just as much as anyone else there.
They'd done that on-site audition, and now to get them into the building with the support of their parents to see if they were ready to be integrated into a core company, and they were. But personally, I did expect there to be more challenges with regards to integration, behavioural challenges. I can honestly say, because of the work that's been done over the last year and a half, we have not had one challenge.
I think it was behaviour mainly was a worry that hasn't been an issue at all. And in fact, I would say they're an example of good behaviour and creative behaviour.
What's left? West! How can I explain it best?
Since she's been in the room, it's mainly in her face with Megan I noticed that her eyes are wider, she smiles all the time. She's one of the first people when we get involved with singing, that she's the first person to want to offer her voice usually. And I've seen her grow in confidence with that then because she's offered something particularly rhythmically and it's been right and it's pleased her, and I've noticed that, and so now she's quite good at holding pieces of music together actually.
I've enjoyed the most meeting new friends and performing on stage.
With Declan, he's just completely transformed in my eyes from a little boy who didn't want to be involved in my session to begin with to just what an actor. I just look at him and I see an actor, because his level of expression when he's working both through music and text and everything that they're doing, he acts all the time. He really engages in the scene to a level that I never would have expected of him from my first meeting. And Xavier, I think the biggest difference I've noticed in him is his confidence to offer up ideas and material and suggest things, because he's always been willing to have a go, but I see him sort of seeing where his ideas are taking effect of things that he's doing. He really appreciates it when he notices that something he's done has worked well, and how much he'll seek to recreate that or replicate that.
At the Wonderful Wizard of Oz, I've learned more confidence with audiences.
At the Wonderful Wizard of Oz, I've met lots of good friends and I've been taught better acting and I've been more confident on stage.
She has the moves! The moves! The Ruby Red moves!
I think it's good working with professional actors because it makes me want to be one when I'm older, and I enjoy working with them because they make me laugh.
I enjoy working with the professional actors because they're really, really talented, and I wish I could be one of them when I'm older.
So there's been a real feel of support amongst certainly the young people that have been involved, and also their families and their wider community. A lot of them have been to see the show. Some of those probably wouldn't have gone to the theatre otherwise.
It's taken a lot for their families, their parents, their carers to walk through the doors of the theatre, more than the children. The first 3 times for one of the children, the mother wouldn't step over the door threshold, and now she will come and sit down in the front of house area. So that is what we're also combating as a team, is making the families and the carers feel like this is a place for them as well.
The ripple effects that it's had back in the community has meant that we've deepened our relationship with parents and other residents and other young people actually. We brought a lot of residents to see the show and them seeing young people from from their community has meant a greater sense of pride, I think, in the project. So I feel like the community are more supportive of the work that we're doing in that area now, because they feel more part of it, I think.
We're absolutely thrilled that she's in the show. Couldn't be more proud of her. Enjoyed coming seeing her. Enjoyed the show and everybody who's in it as well.
We're very proud of being in the show.
Yeah.
I think he's going to learn a lot out of it.
Well, it's grand. Everybody's proud of him, actually. Really proud, yeah.
Every member
well,
of the
I must
family's
like
been.
it. 3 times I've seen it now.
I'm Xavier's sister, and this is his niece Ellie, and it's meant, Ellie goes to the group, and it's meant a lot for Ellie as well, and X loves it, it's just brought him out. He's a character out. It's given him courage, and made him realise that he's not to be bullied.
I used to be Megan's mum. I love from watching it. It's my 3rd time I've been watching it. I've got my family tonight to watch it because it's that good. She's always wanted to be in acting, so just opened it into acting. You know, she's done the Wizard of
Megan and Declan was fantastic. And they were funny.
I mean, they were side by side with professionals, and there was no difference there. So I mean, no difference. They did really, really well.
It's so nice to see kids that you've worked with week in, week out, just on the stage, just loving it. Yeah, I think it's brilliant. The shows itself, and it's just a fantastic show. But to bring kids in from the community is just something else. It's brilliant.
Not only that, from the backgrounds they're from, working with professional actors, what a good experience for them.
On the last time I come, there's like a question and answer thing with the actors, and I said to them what's it like to have working with the kids from the community centre, and they said they can see a massive change since when they started to now, which is just, you know what I mean, that's coming from a professional actor.
The show went tonight good. I was a bit nervous because all my family came, but I enjoyed it and it was good.
Thank you, Elizabeth, for directing our Wizard of Oz.
Thank you, Lisa, for getting us in.
What I'm most delighted about, and the reason why I'm most pleased that we took this chance at the beginning, is the fact that so many young people have actually become engaged with us. I've always thought that drama, that type of thing, if you go out and do something in front of people, it gives you confidence in yourself. The thing for our kids in our estates is that's one of the things they lack, is that self-confidence, self-belief and self-esteem. The fact that we've now got 3 kids who've gone in the Octagon and the Christmas play is absolutely stunning.
So the future of the project for us is to try and make it more sustainable by seeking further funding, but also one of the most important things is that we look at training young people who are currently participating in the project in a young leadership scheme that's already running actually, and then eventually those young people will be able to run that drama group themselves, and it truly becomes a community project, and the Octagon and Bolton at Home have a kind of hands-off approach really, or a light touch approach.
Working together on a project like this can really bring people together with a common sense of purpose and a common goal. And I think experiences like going to the theatre and getting involved in doing a piece of work like this together can produce memories that will stay with people all of their lives and inspire them in the future. So I think that's something that Bolton at Home feels really good about being involved with, and something we'd want to continue to support in the future as well.
It is improving these young people's confidence, literacy, coordination, ability to function socially, ability to function in a professional environment, and more than anything, they smile more than I've ever seen them smile. And that to me is what we should be spending our time doing, making people happier, and they are happier, and I know they are going to make something like 18,000 people very happy, because that's how many people come to see the show.